Welcome back. We had a great guest and a friend of the 700 Club Canada, and that is James Kelly. And he is the founder and director of FaithTech. And he's back today to talk to us a little bit more about what's taking place in this digital divide and what's happening in technology. Hey, it's great to see you here, James. You know, you gave me some questions, and I'm looking forward to digging into these questions because as I was just preparing for this, I said, man, some of this stuff I had no idea about. And one of the first things that I'd love to ask you a question, is Google the new God?
Yeah. So let's talk about that. We are experiencing one of the greatest cultural shifts we've ever seen in the history of the world. So that's aggressive, but I'll tell you why. How do we ask questions and how do we deal with our secrets now? Think about this. In all of history, if I had a secret like I wanted to kill myself, I either took it to the grave or I told someone I trust. Now there's a new category. It's called Google. But now it's also changed the other categories. So now more and more people are going online to ask those very meaningful questions. And either before or in replace of the people we trust, we now ask Google. So my question is, what is Google saying? And from a faith perspective, a Christian worldview, it's either saying garbage, 7 ways to kill yourself.
Yes.
It's either saying self-help, which only gets us so far, or something that really transforms the heart. But if the church is 10 to 15 years behind, that third category is almost non-existent online. And so the power of Google right now, right? I think Mark Zuckerberg, he runs Facebook, but even guys like Mark, I think they have more power than the government now.
You know, that's interesting because if we look at God, good, orderly direction, and now the church is no longer in that narrative, then we do find that space, that vacuum, is being filled with people going directly getting their information from Google and what it says. You were able to bridge the gap. You know, it says in Ezekiel 22, I sought among them someone who would stand in the gap and build a wall that I would not destroy the land, but I found none. But he found one in you, and FaithTech was born out of that vacuum and out of that epiphany that you had during the time of out of that the chaos and comes innovation. Tell us about FaithTech and give us sort of a thumbnail sketch of what FaithTech and the mission is.
So our whole vision is, how do you bridge that gap? How do you bring those worlds together? So we discovered in the tech world, a lot of people wrestle with their place in the church. They have incredible gifts and abilities that I never even knew existed. But no one's really channeling that for the kingdom right now. And then on the other side, you have people running amazing charities, churches, pastors, and they're going, okay, what do I do with digital addiction? What do I do with all the people that are more on their phone than reading their Bible, or they don't even listen to me anymore when I preach? You know, pastors are like, they Google everything I say now. Or how do we even use technology or social media to advance the kingdom? So there's so much confusion right now. And I think God has placed us in this time right now, in Canada right now, and hopefully around the world, to say, let's bring clarity to those issues.
Now give us a little bit of clarity, because I got some questions. Can technology save lives?
I think it can now. I think it can play a role. I mentioned this yesterday, but we are now able to use websites and technology in a way that can save lives. We knew that over 6,000 people a month search this phrase, how to kill yourself, and a website was built. And literally a lady has been on it just recently and let us know that she went on this site and it stopped her from killing herself because of the hope that was on that site.
Beautiful.
And now we're able to do things like we never could before with technology.
You know, as a pastor, I could be guilty of finding that tech person who built, you know, BlackBerry and asking him to run my PowerPoint as well. But kind of give us now a thumbnail, because we're going to play a little hot potato here. And is technology a tool, toy, or a weapon?
There is a video game called Grand Theft Auto. It's all, the whole premise of the game is stealing cars,
killing. Out of the place. Now, come on. Hey,
I didn't know that.
All right.
So I'm telling myself. 3 years ago, the latest game comes out. In 48 hours, it made $1 billion.
Whoa.
48 hours. And the premise of the game is just nonsense, in my opinion. That same year, the New York Yankees, most profitable sports team, 800 million.
Yeah.
In the year. So you think of that, that's not used in a great way, the technology.
Yeah.
Or now you see online pornography, cyber attacking, like terrible ways.
Yeah.
So tool, toy, or weapon. And then the tool is this just an opportunity right now we have. Like I recently had a couple say to me, we had this event and they said, okay, we can't be in any pictures.
Yeah.
I said, well, why? They said, well, we're doing missions overseas, declaring the gospel from here, using technology, and we're seeing hundreds of people meet Jesus in closed countries around the world.
So it is a tool, it is a toy, and it is a weapon. Now, this is one that I think is interesting. Is digital addiction the greatest next mental health crisis?
I think I think we have no idea what's coming right now. The majority of youth, over 50% of youth now, sleep with their cell phone.
Whoa.
So 75% of adults within 5 minutes of waking up will check their cell phone.
Yeah.
And the problems with that are, I've got the cell phone by me.
Yeah.
So say I'm lying down, I'm supposed to be chatting with my wife before I go to bed.
Sure.
And I'm just thinking about what's online, or I can check my phone. But then even at Harvard Medical School, they came out and they said, if you're on a screen within 1 hour of going to sleep, it'll affect your circadian rhythm, which is your deep sleep. And there's medical evidence that says if your deep sleep is thrown off, you increase your chances of getting all sorts of health problems. So right now we're just very consumed with entertainment, with being online, YouTube now. Like I had a teacher recently tell me her students, grade 7 and 8s, like they all come in completely exhausted.
Yeah.
It's because they're on YouTube till 3 a.m.
Yeah. Wow. You know, what should a Christian pastor be towards technology?
Yeah, what posture should they have?
What posture, yeah.
I strongly believe in holding attention with this issue.
Okay.
So when you talk digital addiction, you look at the scripture. What's God's posture?
Yeah.
It's both. So there's times when God says, okay, if anything is replacing me, it's an idol. But he also says, I'm going to communicate to my people with the latest technology. So I think pastors, what I'm hearing most of right now is they're saying, let's just talk about the issues with technology and not seeing the opportunity with it. And then some go on the flip side and they say, technology's perfect. It's the best thing ever. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And then they're addicted to porn through technology.
Yeah.
And so we have to address both. So holding that tension is important right now.
So it really is one of the best tools, but it is one of the greatest challenges as well.
It's a huge challenge.
You know, because in Chinese, the language, it has the same word for opportunity is the same word for danger. And I find that we have been out of this. What will it take in order for us to now get in step?
Right away, I think we got to get serious about it. I think we are seeing the greatest opportunity in the existence of the world to use the gospel use technology for the gospel for good than we've ever seen.
Yes.
So we've got to see that, recognize it, and see on the other side, it's going to cause some serious problems.
Yes.
So get serious about technology.
Yeah, you were a missionary in Africa. You went to Kitchener-Waterloo as a missionary in a very disadvantaged area. Now you're helping us to move into this gospel, this culture with the gospel of technology as well, that Jesus is the Lord of technology.
That's right.
James Kelly, thank you with FaithTech. We'd love to have you back again. Need to talk more about this. I didn't get to all my lists, but they can catch you on Facebook and a number of other places as well. But we really are serious about making sure that we are being involved in every area of culture. And technology is an area that we cannot ignore. If you have a digital addiction because you have more of an affair with your phone than you do have a relationship with your family, you need to take that serious. But we believe here at the 700 Club that God is on the move in this nation. So take this as your moment to rise up. Until next time, God bless.